Hi, my name is Josh. I am the writer for Genius Loci blog over on Blogger, which is owned by Google. I've been in operation for about 2 years, and this is my very first video blog. Um, gonna act kind of like a test, still gonna go on YouTube, but I plan for things to get better in the future. This is more or less just to get a feel for everything, but being that it's me and I never like to just talk without actually giving some kind of information, reviews, gaming stuff, that kind of thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim is a human-only class for the Chronicles of Eira, which is my upcoming setting campaign world for Swords and Wizardry and other OSR retro clones of the world's first fantasy role-playing game. The Pilgrim more or less replaces the Cleric. Um, They are the wandering mad monks, primarily based out of 14th through 17th century religious hermits that existed in England. My way of thinking with this was that most established priests, most established religious orders would not be kicking their initiates, their adepts, out into the world and saying, go spread the word of God at a certain point in history. Now you're going to have your missionaries, you're going to have your just reverent believers who are going to spread that word. Most established priests, monks, monsignors, all that kind of thing, they would stay where the temples, the churches, those kind of places are. And so that's what really drove the idea for the Pilgrim, which is someone who is a believer in their God, but is not established in a church or does not like the idea of being established in a church, being locked to one place. Now we're going to go into crunchy bits here. Pilgrim has a prime attribute, or will have a prime attribute, of wisdom. 13 plus, 5% experience bonus, the usual. Their hit die, not good. They're going to have a D4, very small, wizard-like hit die. Does not make them a frontline battler like the cleric. Does not make them a backup tank like the cleric. This was done because you don't really see too much in the way of warrior priests in history. Typically, they had scurvy, didn't eat well, and, well, died easily. Ask the Vikings. Thursday nights, 10 p.m., History Channel. They can't wear armor. You can put armor on them. It's not going to do them any good. They're not going to be good at it at all. So, armor, none. Weapons, they are limited to using staffs, and that's about it. They do get a plethora of spells. They have an average of 7 spells per spell level. A little different, though, is that even though you cast and forget like you do in D&D, is that when you pray the next morning for your spells, you roll 2d6. Because there's 7 spells, so I can make it a d6. And whatever you get in that roll is what you get for your spells. You roll your 2d6, you look at the result, you refer to the table. So level 1, you get 1 spell. Roll, you get a 6. You roll, look at the table, you get Cure Light Wounds. This is meant to kind of simulate as much as I can in a role-playing game, chance-based setting of the will of God, or the will of a god, lowercase g, in that you're not going to get what you want. You can pray all day for what you want. You're not going to get what you want. You're going to get what you need. And since you really can't make a need-based system without going into game master referee railroading, you're going to have to go in a chance-based system because, let's just be honest, the dice are God. In D&D and in almost any role-playing game, the dice are the God. They are the God. That's it. So, pray to the dice, roll the dice, and hope you get that Cure Light Wounds, or the Detect Danger, or what have you. So, at first level, you get 1 level 1 spell, and that increases. By level 10, you'll have the maximum amount of level 1 spells. And you'll have 3 level 6 spells. You stop gaining spells once you hit the max of everything. That's about it. You do not learn spells like you would a wizard. You do not have to go to a church or a temple and learn a new prayer to gain 2nd level spells. You're just more powerful. Your god trusts you with more. So that's about it. A little bit of a sampler. 1st level spells, detect danger, it's spider sense. Outside of combat, if you cast it, DM kind of has to tell you for 10 minutes something's coming up, whether that's there's monsters around the corner, you're about to step on a pit trap. You can't really say what, the DM referee doesn't have to say what it is. They can just say, hey, something's going to happen up ahead. Then it's up to the players to figure out what that is. To, inch along more quietly to get out that 10-foot pole and just start bashing the ground. Lumen, which is essentially cast light, works up to 60 minutes, cast 120-foot circle of light around whatever you cast it on, and is not susceptible to artificial darkness. Then there's Find. Find works for minor things only. You can't go, I cast Find now, Mr. Referee. Tell me where the Holy Grail is. Not going to work. But what you could do is, I cast Find. Tell me where the idiot warrior left his sword. And you'll find out. Cure Light Wounds, 1d4 plus your level. So that can get pretty powerful after a while. You're level 10, you cast it, you can 10 plus 4. Purify food and water, exactly as it says. Bad, poisoned, rotting, doesn't matter. It'll be clean. Perfect, you can eat it, you can drink it. No side effects. And then Detect Magic, your basic Detect Magic spell. 2nd level, you can heat metal. You get hot to the touch. It's not a touch attack, has a range up to 60 feet, works on only one object. Originally it was going to be work on one type of object, but then the first play test I went through with that character, my daughter said, okay, I'm going to heat metal on everyone's swords. Crap, that is a type. So, took down to 1. Create fire. This is your basic, make a campfire. Set a stack of twigs on fire. You can't set a building on fire with it, but you can start the means to set that building on fire. You can also resist fire. So cast that, and then you can put your hand in that campfire you just made. Find traps. So you get to level 2. You have Detect Danger. You can follow that up with Detect Traps. Find traps. Shape wood. You can shape wood into nearly anything. Not everything, but nearly anything. It's up to the referee. So, going back to some more of the old school type methods here of the referee has a lot of weight. So, and then finally, speak to animals. Wanted to limit that, and I think I may still, like at 2nd level, you can speak to mammals. Then at 4th level, you can speak to mammals and reptiles. Still debating that. Besides that, everything is, you have your other 4 levels of spells. I'm not going to list all of them. That would be way too boring for everyone, and we are hitting 10 minutes here. So, that's the Pilgrim. I'm planning on having the Pilgrim write-up on the Genius Loci blog, which is in the links below, in the next week, 2 weeks, with all the flavor text to go with it. In a lot of ways, the Pilgrim is the other side of the coin of the prodigal, which is a raceless class for Eira, which means anyone, dwarf, human, cat sith, pixie, that's it, can be a prodigal. So, hope you enjoy Genius Loci Games' first blog. Hope you'll come back for more. Planning on having things a little better set up next time, maybe a little screen behind me so you're not seeing my kids play tower in the dying bamboo plant. Uh, Thank you very much.